The year is 1978 and this picture is taken. It shows the island of Hunga high up high and the island of Hunga Tunga in the Pacific Ocean. Fast forward almost 50 years and this is how the island looked as of the 7th of January 2022. The once disconnected islands of Hunga Tunga and Hunga high up high had merged into one singular bigger island, but then something happened. 11 days later the islands was once again separated into two different islands or high peaks. This was due to one of the largest recorded underwater explosions in recent history. The explosion happened on the 15th of January and is estimated to have reached 10 megatons of TNT, which is equal to almost 650 Hiroshima bombs. These pictures display the colossal explosion as it expanded into Earth's higher atmosphere. It is estimated that the ash clouds could have reached heights up to 39 kilometers into the air. The blast triggered an earthquake with a magnitude of 5.8, which triggered a tsunami. The volcano sent a massive shockwave that could be heard as far away as in Alaska, which is almost 10,000 kilometers away. Inhabitants there have reportedly said that the shockwave sounded like thunder. To be able to understand what really happened on that day, we need to take a look at the tectonic plates, specifically where the Australian plate collides with the Pacific plate. This distinct point is called the Tonga Trench. It's a huge subduction zone in the Pacific Ocean with a deepest point of about 10,800 meters. The Pacific plate is currently being shoved beneath the Australian plate, which forms an unstable line of tectonic activity. This process will sometimes form a chain of volcanic islands. This is exactly what has happened with the Tonga Islands, which happens to be part of the Ring of Fire. Their constant magma is pushed upwards deep beneath from the Earth's core into the subduction zones, where eventually small pockets of magma will reach through the crust into the ocean floor, resulting in freestanding volcanoes that can span thousands of meters tall but underwater. As of now, you should be able to have a brief understanding of what the area looks like. So if you take a look at this map, it shows us how the Hunga Tunga and Tunga high up high look below the water. The water level here is very shallow. But let me tell you a story. Almost 1,000 years ago, an even larger explosion blasted off a previous volcano in the Tonga region and left this underwater caldera. A caldera is formed when a volcano takes off with enough power to collapse in on itself. This caldera is today located more than 200 meters below the ocean. The volcano is much bigger than if you just look at the surface. This also explains why it is called an underwater volcano, due to the fact that more than 90% of the volcano is situated beneath the waterline. It was in this caldera center that the recent explosion took off from. The Hunga Tunga Islands are at a geological scale a very active volcanic region that is changing landscape at a constant rate and has done so for the past few millennia. The volcano erupted below the water and pressured up a lot of water on every side, triggering a tsunami wave. The tsunami wave is estimated to have been up to almost 2 meters in height when it collapsed off the shores of different countries surrounding the Pacific Ocean. The reports have shown that in local areas such as the island where Tonga's capital Nuku'alofa is located, the waves could have reached height up to 15 meters. The Tonga Islands went into a complete blackout from the outside world, due to the waves destroying all different kinds of communication and an underwater sea cable. This specific eruption has ranked at the level 5 event on the Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI for short. This is comparable to the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in the year of 79 and the Mount Saint Helen's eruption in the year of 1980. The eruption released approximately 1 square kilometers of cubic material into the ocean and atmosphere. For Tonga, which is a small island nation in the Pacific, the aftermath has been brutal. Tonga consists of a total of 169 islands, out of which 36 are inhabited. There are roughly 100,000 people living on these islands, and some of these islands have gone completely submerged under the water, and many islands have lost a lot of infrastructure in nature, such as trees, due to the tsunami. One of the worst inhabited impacted islands is Atata, where almost all of the infrastructure were destroyed and the clouds left a thick ash layer on the island, making it hard for the surviving inhabitants to breathe. When the eruption happened, scientists were worried, due to the unexpected large ash cloud, that the eruption would cause a global cooling effect. But the volcano is estimated to only have spit out 400,000 tons of sulfur dioxide, which isn't enough for a global cooling effect. However, this is enough for a local cooling effect. A negative change in temperature up to almost a half degree Celsius is expected and could last well into November of 2022 in the Southern Hemisphere. If you live in the Southern Hemisphere, you can also expect to experience a purple sunset during this period.